Hey everybody, it's Thursday. This is the third attempt of it. The first one got cut off because there wasn't enough room on my phone. The second one, I did completely. I feel like it was flawless, but I I personally wouldn't feel right putting it up because I feel like I said some things that specifically about the thumbnail, about what had happened and what mainly annoyed me, like all that stuff. And I feel like I could have put it out there and like people would understand what I said, but at the same time some people wouldn't. And I know that's a choice I have to make. I have to make the choice of whether or not I want to be the person that just makes the decision of taking the risk of losing a friend in order to help themselves. I lack the ability to do so. I if any of my friends ever said they needed help, I would I would have to be dead I'd have to be dead or literally die. No, well, no, I wouldn't have to be dead because then I wouldn't know they needed help. Maybe I would. You don't know what happens. I don't. He doesn't. Oh. For those of you who don't know, I was pointing at Ralph and then I looked and he wasn't there. So I didn't turn the camera and then I realized he's like on my shins. Not as in he's lying on them, but as in like for some reason I decided to like fold my legs up. So like it's like my legs are like this and my shins are here. It's flat. So it's my shins, my legs, and then my upper body, which is this piece. Like this, and then this is my leg. This is like my shin, my foot. It's like right here. Ralph is right here. And I noticed that when I moved my foot and I hit him, and I'm like, oops. But yeah, like, if my friend asked me for help, I'd have to be literally in so much pain that, like, I would have to be dying to I would have to be in so much pain that every move I made feel like I was dying in order to keep me from helping them. Now, if it's something stupid like, oh, could you help me like do could you help me out, but or could you do that something stupid. You could probably imagine with a friend like Steven. No offense if Steven ever decides to watch this. No offense in the slightest. I just use you as an example because you're the first person I thought of. You should feel complimented. Compliment. Compliment him, he called me an idiot. He would too. Because I know it happened because I did it before and he called me an idiot. Well, calling me an idiot, me saying idiot was a nice way of saying it. Not the Stephen way of saying it. So pretty much, I had to make the choice of either putting that one up and taking the risk of possibly hurting friends, or it's either hurting friends but telling the truth about how I feel about what happened, or just suck it up and and I don't know. I really don't know. I really don't. I really don't know. I don't want to hurt my friends, but at the same time, I want to be able to say, hey, I'm not, like, this was the ending, and this is probably the only piece that I actually didn't mind saying was, I am no one's puppet. No one. And I mean no one has control over the decisions I make and the things I do. If I do something, it was my choice. If I get dragged into something, how I react is how I want to react. Now, there are a lot of times where I suck it up and say, it's gonna be worse to get better. But sometimes, once it gets worse, it just stays there, but that's not the story for everything. So pretty much, yeah. I had to make the choice. I'm not going to delete the other video yet. I might put it on my laptop, and I might have it in with, like, the random videos that I have on my laptop. I'm going to put it there, and depending on what happens next with this whole thing will depend on whether or not that one shows up. If it doesn't, it's good. That's a good thing to make, because I don't want to hurt my friends. But if it shows up, I have no second thought about it. If it gets worse, I will have no second thoughts about putting the video that actually shows how I feel about what happened. And how and I will admit, in that video, something that I didn't like was, for at least 2 minutes, 3 at the most, I plain out said how I felt, and I know that would have hurt the person that it was about, because it was mainly because of what they've done. Now, I also said something in the video that I wanted to say again, but I wanted to give a reason why. I said at the end of that video, because the path I walk is a dark and lonely one. Now, here's what I wanted to say about that. The path that I've walked, that I've gone through, it's dark because I can't see what's gonna happen next. I could look back and see what happened. Behind me is the light. In front of me is the dark. I could look behind me and see what's happened. I could look in front of me and I couldn't tell you what's gonna happen next. For all I know, I could fall out my window. I could fall asleep, start sleepwalking, and dive out the window, be like, whee! And the lonely part, hey, my family's been there to support me. My friends have been there for me. My family's been there for me. Everybody's been there for me. But it's lonely because whenever I try to say something about, like, if something's bothering me, whenever I try to say something about it, everybody gets angry because the way I talk about it, I hate talking about how I feel. It bothers me because I feel like when I say stuff like that, I'm saying, hey, pay attention to what I have to say because it's what I'm saying. Pay attention to me because this is something that this is currently how I feel. And people get angry because the way I say it, I'm like, and then if I say I don't know, like they'll ask me a question and I really won't know. I will say honestly, 100%, I don't know, and they will flip about that. I, out of everybody I've ever talked to, I've only met one person that I would talk to, that I will talk to, and that one person is probably the one person that for all I know cares the least. But hey, that's how life goes. So yeah, today's Thursday, tomorrow's Friday. I'm going to a thing for Envirothon, and pretty much I will do that. If I record something, I record something. If I don't, I don't. If I don't, I apologize. But hey, as it happens, I will see you guys in the shadows.